Mystery still surrounds an Instagram model's murder in Richmond. Tonight, her millions of followers are still asking why.
We have learned new information that the 33-year-old social media model was strangled to death. That's according to the Fort Bend.
Janae Gagnier, widely known by her social media alias Mercedes Morr, was a rising star in the world of social media. As an Instagram model and influencer, she captivated hundreds of thousands of followers with her beauty, charisma, and engaging content. However, her life came to a shocking and tragic end in August 2021 in a case that sent shockwaves across the world. This is the true story of how a dangerous stalker turned her life into a cautionary tale about the risks of fame in the digital age. Who was Mercedes Morr? Janae Gagnier, known as Mercedes Morr on Instagram, was a Houston-based model and social media influencer. Born on November 26, 1987 in El Paso, Texas, Janae had always been a creative and ambitious individual. As she grew older, her charm and captivating personality made her a favorite among her family, friends, and eventually millions of fans online. Mercedes was known for her stunning photos and collaborations with major brands, which quickly made her a household name on Instagram. By 2021, she had accumulated more than 2.6 million followers, with fans drawn to her glamour, confidence, and relatability. Despite her success, she remained humble and down to earth, according to those who knew her personally. While Mercedes loved engaging with her audience, she was also protective of her privacy. Her family described her as a kind and cautious woman who was mindful of the dangers of social media fame.
Funny and just so loving, and she just loved to
Right, it
joke
would be all
around.
about her.
Yeah, as it is.
We
as
wouldn't
it
be up
should
here. It would be all about you.
As it should be.
Unfortunately, even her precautions were not enough to protect her from the sinister intentions of one obsessed individual. The fatal day. On August 29, 2021, the unimaginable happened. Mercedes Morr was found dead in her apartment in Richmond, Texas, a suburb of Houston. It was her father, Mark Gagnier, who made the heartbreaking discovery. After not hearing from his daughter for several days, he decided to check on her at her apartment. What he found would haunt him forever. Inside the apartment, Mark found Mercedes' lifeless body alongside that of a man later identified as Kevin Alexander Accorto. The 34-year-old man was a complete stranger to Mercedes, but the investigation would reveal that he had been obsessively stalking her for months. The scene was gruesome. Mercedes had been strangled and suffered blunt force trauma, while Accorto had died by suicide from self-inflicted wounds. Handwritten notes left by Accorto indicated his obsessive fixation on Mercedes, exposing the delusional and dangerous mindset that had led to this tragedy. The stalker, Kevin Alexander Accorto. Kevin Accorto was a 34-year-old Florida native with no prior connection to Mercedes. He was not someone she had interacted with or even knew existed. However, Accorto had developed an unhealthy obsession with her through her online presence. Investigators believe Accorto meticulously tracked Mercedes' movements by piecing together details from her social media posts. Though Mercedes was careful not to share personal or location-specific information, Accorto's determination allowed him to find her Richmond apartment. His notes, discovered at the scene, painted a picture of a disturbed individual who believed he had a personal relationship with Mercedes. These delusions ultimately escalated into violence when he traveled from Florida to Texas to confront her. The investigation. The Fort Bend County Sheriff's Office quickly launched an investigation into the double tragedy. Evidence from the scene and interviews with Mercedes' family confirmed that Accorto had acted alone. The notes left behind by Accorto were chilling, describing his infatuation with Mercedes and revealing the lengths he had gone to in order to find her. Law enforcement determined that Accorto had broken into Mercedes' apartment before killing her and then taking his own life.
Understand those apartments, you can enter 3 different ways: through the garage, through the back door, through the front door, so it makes it difficult.
The timeline of events suggested that Mercedes was caught off guard and had little opportunity to defend herself. One of the most disturbing aspects of the case was how easily Accorto was able to locate Mercedes despite her efforts to maintain privacy. It raised serious concerns about the risks faced by public figures and influencers, especially women, who are often the targets of unwanted attention. The impact on her family and fans. The news of Mercedes Morr's death devastated her family, friends, and millions of followers. Her father, Mark Gadnier, spoke publicly about the heartbreak of losing his daughter in such a violent and senseless manner. In an emotional interview,
Janae was loved, funny, goofy, crazy as hell. I know, and I shouldn't say that about my daughter, but that's my daughter.
Mark said, emphasizing that Mercedes had no relationship with Accorto. He also revealed that his daughter had taken precautions to protect her privacy.
I knew my daughter had a large following, and I knew she had some friends that, in not high places, but friends that were influential.
But it wasn't enough to stop someone as determined as Accorto. Fans and fellow influencers expressed their grief and outrage on social media. Many remembered Mercedes as a kind-hearted and genuine person who had inspired millions. Celebrities, including Cardi B, spoke out about the dangers faced by women in the public eye and called for greater awareness of stalking and harassment. The broader issue of stalking and social media dangers. Mercedes Morr's tragic death shed light on a growing problem, the intersection of social media fame and stalking. Influencers often share glimpses of their lives online, which can unintentionally expose them to risks. For individuals like Mercedes, who achieved fame through their online presence, privacy can be hard to maintain. Stalkers, like Kevin Accorto, are often able to exploit small details to track their targets. Even posts that seem harmless can provide enough information for someone to locate an influencer's home or routine. In some cases, stalkers use advanced methods, such as reverse image searches or location tags, to gather personal information. Lessons from the tragedy. Mercedes Morr's story is a heartbreaking reminder of the dangers faced by influencers and public figures. Her death has sparked calls for action to protect individuals from stalking and harassment, both online and offline. Some of the key takeaways from her case include the importance of privacy. Public figures must be cautious about the information they share online. Limiting location details and using privacy settings can help reduce risks. Recognizing warning signs. Stalking often begins with subtle behaviors that escalate over time. Recognizing these warning signs and taking action early can save lives. Mental health awareness. Cases like Kevin Accorto's highlight the need for better mental health support to address obsessive and harmful behaviors before they escalate into violence. Stronger protections. Social media platforms must do more to protect users from harassment and provide tools to block and report suspicious activity. Remembering Mercedes Morr. Despite the tragic circumstances of her death, Mercedes Morr's memory lives on through her family, friends, and fans. Her father has vowed to keep her legacy alive by raising awareness about the dangers of stalking and advocating for online safety. Mercedes was more than just an influencer. She was a daughter, a friend, and an inspiration to millions. Her story has touched countless lives and serves as a powerful reminder of the need for vigilance and compassion in the digital age. If you found this story meaningful and want to learn more about true crime cases, don't forget to like and subscribe to Viral Felons Crime. Together, we can honor Mercedes Morr's legacy by raising awareness and advocating for safer online spaces. Thank you for watching.